Okay, so hey YouTube, what's up guys? Some of you were asking me to make this build guide for you guys. I really kind of don't. Sometimes I wish there was a site I could use to just plug this stuff in and call it a day, so that way it could be like, link, here you go. But YouTube video will have to do. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like against the Crucible Knight. We just went out and did a T30 Lowland Meadows on stream. It went really well. I say really well for me. It was a little challenging. But if you go and do the content at the right level and everything like that, like it can probably be the same. The one note that I want to say about this is instead of doing like damage taken decreased or focus build up, I would say you could switch one of those stats to increased cold damage, because, and I'm still learning this, I'm not entirely sure, but I think the more cold damage you do and the more frost you build up, I think they are intertwined. So the higher you get both of them, the more like cold application you'll apply and stuff and all that jazz. Now in the Crucible, numbers get heavily inflated and everything like that. So this is just to show you that this has been knocking the Crucible Knight out pretty much ever since we were able to put on this gear and actually do the cold stuff. So I'll cover all the gear afterwards, but I just wanted to give a little preface about what we were doing, because we're running with a cold infused bow that freezes, and then we're using Tucked Falcon with the Slam Down rune for the Shatter, and then Midnight Blade for like backstabs and focus on parries, so that way I can just get resources back and then keep going through this combo. But yeah, so let's get in here and do this Knight real quick, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. La-da-da-dee, la-da-da-doo, la-da-da-da. So auto freeze, and then you switch this, and then that, and then bring it down. The music couldn't even fucking prompt that. So I couldn't get that out, so now I have to parry. So when I do that, I'm gonna hit him to freeze him again, and then when I do that, I switch back to this end. Oh, it's just a serendipity ring. Okay, so that's how easy that was. And I mean, we had a couple of things that boost our damage, right? Like chance for it to get doubled, your runic attacks cost more, do more, everything like that. Yeah, fucking push-ups. I just bust out a laugh real quick. So yeah, that's pretty much how you can go about that. Just drop in, hit those push-ups. Yeah, so that's pretty much what it looks like. If you don't get enough, like, it requires you to kind of be good at parrying. One thing you could do on the side is like do block and then do damage reduction on block with a shield on the off swap from the bow, so that way you go pure survivability if you're not good at parrying, or if you're not good at dodge rolling. You can get pants with dodge roll that gives you focus back, so if you just have to farm him for a little bit to get all your focus up, so you can chain those two abilities into each other. Because where it's at right now for me, it costs, because we use triangle, so we use the what is that called, we use the knockout shot on the pale ash bow, but you could use cone shot as well from the U longbow. I really like it as well. Both of them seem to do the same thing, and they both cost the same exact. So whatever you want, do you want multiple targets to hit at once, or you just want one? In here they kind of did the same thing, so it really just kind of just depends on what you want to do with it. But the whole combo costs, from here it goes 110, and then on our sword it's another 110, so we need at least 220 focus for the extended costs in the what's it called, in the Crucible, so you can get those focus points up more instead of like investing into focus. But this is the stats that I have allocated now. Round them out however you will. In fact, I'll just put 1 point into there, and then we'll do this to raise our damage up a little more. But 20 health, 20 focus, no equip load. We're running all light gear. The only thing is I have mesh gloves in here. Put cloth gloves in, so you have fast evade, unless you want normal for the evade speed. But again, we're using the Tucked Falcon for the Rapier weapon that is a dex int scale. And then the Slam Down is what we do, so we freeze and then Slam Down, and it just does so much damage on top of the Shatter multiplier that, like, we went, like I said, and did a level 30 area in Lowland Meadows that was Pestilence, and we had Tusk and Caretaker, whatever, Timon and Pumbaa, and we were able to pretty much take about a third, if not half, of Tusk's life with one shatter. It just took a lot to get there. So because there weren't any other like damage multipliers boosting the cold and frost buildup. So with that being said, it can, that's why I said I think this, if you want to sacrifice the healing or the damage taken, or even the focus buildup, I'd realistically keep the damage taken decreased because you're running the indestructible and repairable. Do whatever you want to your heart's desire. It's just nice to have those raw percentages be where they're at. But because you are doing like some life leech with the life steal there, the health on kill and everything like that, and especially like attack speed for durability and all that, like you're getting a lot here. And especially if you use that rune attack on regular enemies, you're getting a return of 21 focus for fatalities with this. This is just really nice again for the focus on parry, and then if you get a backstab, you just get a full focus bar. So the higher you get your focus, you can essentially just have a full return on your focus. So it's pretty nice. And then the blink's nice if you need to just get out of danger real quick because you just so happen to have it equipped and you know you're not going to get a parry off or something, things like that. But yeah, so the Falcon doesn't have slam down equipped on it to begin with. It has the evasive pierce, which is just fine to run with. The slam down just, I feel like, is a larger multiplier, and I'll be real with you, I don't know where I got it from. It was just one of those runes that I had removed from a weapon, so when I figure out where that comes, I'll try and put it down in the description below. But that rune is what kind of makes this build work. I think the twirl dash sucked, so don't ever get that one, but slam down is the rune that you want to look for, because that one's very very strong. So look for whatever item comes from that. I want to say it was like a mace of some kind, I'm not sure though. But yeah, life steal is what we got in here. I personally like to get life back on return for whatever we're doing. In these empty pieces of gear, I would put life or healing gems, because I like my healing, and that number just keeps going up the more life leech that you have. So this would be 10% instead of 4% at the max. And that would be able to, when you have this 20% healing on a stat stick for the bow, and then the 20% healing, and then whatever healing you would roll innately in the gem and max out, I think it's 15% for that. And then you have another 20% healing on top of the extra healing you would get, which would basically just make it to where even if you're just landing regular shots, you're still basically healing all of your life back. So it's the straight sword governor sword is where slam down comes from. So look for that straight sword. Thank you. I'm gonna plug your name, Simplistic. Thank you for that plug. So yeah, look for that. But other than that though, damage increased based on durability. Since you're running the indestructible combo, you could do it when damage dodged, other things like that. Stamina increase for just extra stamina. Focus gain increased in case you do just have to use regular basic attacks. You can get a little bit more purchase there. I do believe the frozen enemy armor decrease does make it so that way your physical damage shatters more. You could also, instead of frost build up here, go with Phys damage if you wanted to, because they're both in the same category, but I think it really just depends on how much one influences the other. If cold damage influences this, then you're going to want frost build up to be as high as you possibly can get it, so then this will really just stay here. But yeah, so that should be good. And then we've got the feather ring. I'm going to replace this for something else, but this is what I had to stay fast until I put these mesh gloves on, and then I went to a little bit over normal. The rune ring, because we're basically just attacking with normal rune attacks outside of like the occasional normal basic attack to just use the Falcon to jump forward into things. But you're using knockout shot and slam down the entire time for the most part, which is just 2 rune words. They get an extra 30% damage, so just GG's. And then once we get this exalted, we'd have even more focus gain and even more max focus, which would put us up even further, just so that way we could combo that more without having to stop. If you get parries, if you get backstabs like with this, it's just very beneficial for you if you parry. If not, if you can get backstabs on mobs before you walk into this arena, chances are you'll have enough to just kill the boss before he even does anything. And depending on the multipliers you get through the crucible, all that jazz. But then you also have just getting your focus entirely refilled on backstab, and if you use the blink tech, you can just blink behind somebody and pretty much walk into them and get your free backstab, so long as you're not spazzing out after you do the blink or blinking multiple times, things like that. Other than that, though, that's pretty much the build. Nothing super crazy to it. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about it, put them in the comments. I'll try and answer them. But I hope this helps you out. Go into the Crucible and have some fun knocking some heads around. Again, this build is not even finished. It's not even level 30. Most of this stuff isn't even exalted yet. We're missing gems, and it's still able to come in here and knock the ever-living snot out of the Echo Knight. So definitely give it a try if you like it. And yeah, have fun. So thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for checking this out. Hope you have a good one. Take care. Be safe. Peace, homies.